I hit the jeweler, got some goals. I sold a little weed, but I could never sell my soul. And when I'm in LA, you find me out in Lil Toke. I'm a vocal with my ramen, I'ma need another bowl. Let's go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 80th episode of the M&K Productions podcast. And to start it off, I want to quote a great philosopher. The philosopher in question says,
"What's up? What's up? What up? I am. I'm the man. My ass is on. I'm the man. Oh, yeah. Give it. It's on it. Oh, yeah. My ass. Don't know me up in here. I'm the man.
anyway, I'm your host, Mac. I'm joined here by my co-host, Kristen, aka Miss Flamingos. Say hello, folks at home, Kristen.
Smooth opening. Hello.
It is our 80th episode. Can you believe it? Like
It's
oh my
80,
goodness.
baby. 80. We're only 20 episodes away from a fantastic 100 celebration episode.
Yes. So remember that one time when we started a podcast? Let's load that clip back.
Hold it, Sam. Is this turning into one of those shows where we sit around and reminisce, thereby recouping 80% of the episode cost via the use of clips and archive footage?
Yes, it is, Max. Now stop talking, stupid. It's costing money.
We are not here alone for this special episode. We have two special guests from a certain podcast that we're frequent collaborators on. And that would be our boys from the Infinity Film Podcast. That is Rod and Ben. How are you guys doing today?
What's going on, you two? Happy 80th episode. I'm glad we were able to be a part of that. Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Glad to be here once again.
Yes. And
Last time
I
you
must
guys were
also
on-
apologize. Sorry about all the recent schedule changes. We are so
good.
happy you're able to collaborate.
No, we're happy to be here.
Last time you guys were on, we talked about Thunder Force. That was like last year.
Come on, man. Don't start the episode with that, man. Come on, man. Don't do that.
Don't bring up any bad memories. We all know that was unfortunately my fault.
Yes.
Like, you know, no,
I
we had a
think we
good
all-
fun shitting on that movie for 2 hours. So
Yes.
that was
Yeah.
good. It was good fun.
But we all recovered.
I don't know about I had.
Yeah, no. I actually rewatched it just to make sure it was.
Why did you rewatch it?
Well, I heard a rumor that said they might want to pick it up for a sequel, and I was like, okay, let me go back
Not
and
on
rewatch
my
it.
end where I'm hearing it.
Because a lot of the quarantine movies I rewatched, like I rewatched Artemis Fowl recently, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this still sucks.
Why would you rewatch that?
Because I'm a glutton for pain, for Christ's sakes. But on today's episode, we are going to be discussing some entertainment news, and we're going to be doing our big summer blockbuster episode. We're going to be talking about Top Gun Maverick, which I'm assuming everyone but me has seen because my dad hates Tom Cruise and I have not seen that movie yet. But I have seen Jurassic World Dominion, and we're going to be talking about that. And then we're going to be asking some questions to our boys at the Infinity Film Podcast. So if everyone's all set, I think we can get right into the news.
Okay, so my piece of news. We have some news. It's some casting news. We have a much larger cast for a brand new Kristen Stewart movie. It's for the new A24 movie, Love Lies Bleeding. Dave Franco, Kathy O'Brien, Ed Harris, and Jenna Malone are set to star in the new Kristen Stewart movie with A24. Rose Glass will direct the. Oh my goodness, I can't talk. Rose Glass will direct from a script she co-wrote with Renoka. I don't even know how to say this name. I never even heard of this name before. It's spelled Tofilska. So you all can look that up and find out. The film is described as a romance fueled by ego, desire, and an American dream. That's all the plot is described right now. But it's A24, and you know we're gonna get some fun, random A24 classic randomness. It's either going to be good or bad. There's no in between. Gentlemen, what do you think of this Kristen Stewart news and this larger casting news? I hear silence.
I was waiting for Mac to go. I didn't know.
I honestly, I ain't gonna lie. Like I was waiting for what because that's like honestly, I'm like, my opinion. I like Kristen Stewart. She's a good actress, but is there any movies that like I'll be like, yo, I gotta see that because it's Christian? The only movie I will say I did that for her was when she played Princess Diana, because I will say she completely blew my expectations for that, because I thought that was gonna be like bad, but she did good with it. But I don't know, I'm not really a big Kristen Stewart fan. Like, I just, it's cool. It's A24. I'll check it out. Maybe it'll be one of those like surprise films of the year, and she'll probably get nominated for like best actress or something.
It just shows how much she's grown. I'm curious to know more about this project, because I feel like the plot for it is so vague, but I guess Kristen Stewart is much more like a live, free, creative person. I feel like most of the roles that she's played are very more restrained, and she's just wanting to prove herself as a serious actress. So she's got a great cast of people, especially Ed Harris. I mean, you can't go wrong with Ed Harris.
No.
And Jenna Malone and Dave Franco. I see more Dave Franco nowadays than I do the other brother, which will not be named, unfortunately. Yeah, Kenneth Franco.
Right. Yeah, like you were saying, Ed Harris is a big pull for me too, because I like him in everything, no matter how big or small the role is.
I must ask you too, did you enjoy him in The Lost Daughter? I don't know if you saw it, but did you see it?
I did. Yeah, I mean, he was pretty good.
Yeah, because I wasn't a fan of that movie. I was very disappointed.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rod. I'm sorry. You can cry.
No offense taken. No offense taken. You see, I'm on your podcast, so I'm not going to complain. But if it was the role reverse, I'd be complaining. But I'm going to be respectable today.
You did a Dakota Johnson show. I would have been all over that, because I still haven't found a good movie that I've seen her in. I've yet to see Cha Cha Real Smooth.
Ooh, Kirsten.
Yes.
We have a lot to talk about afterwards. Oh boy. Anyway, continue, Benjamin. Continue with what you were saying. Oh my goodness.
Just the other thing was the A24. It kind of depends on the trailer if it sells me to watch or not. I love several other movies and always interested to see what they put out and what actors they pull in and everything. But really, the trailer and the general consensus on if it's good or not determines how excited I am. So,
what is your favorite A24 movie?
Oh, we did a podcast on it several months ago, and now it's escaping my mind. It might have been Uncut Gems, but
Uncut Gems.
Yeah, that's the one. Enemy is really good too. Up there.
I love Enemy.
But yeah.
I don't know if I want to answer because Kirsten really hurt my feelings right 2
Oh.
seconds ago. But you know
what?
Yeah, you hear that sarcasm, Ben? Damn, that was a lot of sarcasm.
Yeah,
anyway,
I like it.
Good.
I will agree. I'm more looking forward to because of Dave Franco. I kind of like what he's been doing the past couple of years. I really liked what he did in The Disaster Artist. And we talked about 6 Underground, the Michael Bay episode a while back, and I didn't really like that movie at all. But for the 5 minutes he was in, he was actually pretty good. So, yeah, I'm kind of with Ben. I gotta wait for the trailer because depending on A24, it's to go one way or the other. I'm expecting it to be about an hour of some really trippy kind of cool stuff, and then the last half hour is gonna be really some messed up kind of stuff that's gonna be stuck in our head for about 2 weeks, just like Men. So, yeah, I'm like you too, Mac. I don't really, Kristen Stewart's kind of hit or miss for me. I like what she's been doing with her career the past couple of years after Twilight, but I'm not jumping over the moon over this until I see a trailer.
Yeah, same. What's your favorite A24 movie?
I go between The Spectacular now and The Florida Project. I lean more.
Well, yeah, I should have figured because I know how much you love the Florida Project. So, yes. I mean, I think my favorite A24 project, I'm gonna say my recent favorite, and my recent favorite is Red Rocket. I love that movie so much. Mac, what is your favorite A24 movie?
It's tied between Good Time and Uncut Gems.
I'm the Safdie.
Yeah, I'm one of those people with A24. I'm sorry. I'm joking. I like Hereditary too. But it's like a tie because I haven't found like a bad A24 film. But let's not forget Kristen Stewart's most iconic role, that in 2005's Zathura.
On an ordinary day, they found it. With the push of the button, they unleashed it. Meteor! get back home,
We're in outer space.
they must keep playing it.
Take your turn! I'm gonna win this thing and get us home. Yes.
Zathura,
Is it getting hot in here?
rated PG.
But is that the rest of your news, Kristen?
That was my piece of news for now. What is your next piece of news?
Okay, we got an Ezra Miller update, and this
Oh
one
no, we're
hits
gonna go on a
close-
deep dive now
this
with this.
hits close to home with me.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
So, as many of our listeners know, I am from the great state of Massachusetts.
Oh, I know where
bordering
this is going.
Springfield. I'm in Basketball Hall of Fame. So, about 2 weeks ago, it was reported on that a Greenfield resident, literally 30 minutes away from my town, had a protective custody order served against Ezra Miller because they felt like the parent felt like that they were coercing their 12-year-old daughter into something. And it's like, oh, my mom was like, oh, because according to Mass Live, at this time, last Wednesday, the Greenfield District Court granted an unnamed Western Massachusetts mother a temporary order of protection on behalf of her 12-year-old child against Miller. The child's mother became concerned about Miller's relationship with her daughter, according to a report in the Daily Beast. So, Ezra Miller has invaded Massachusetts. And even a quote from the unidentified mother says, "Aren't you supposed to be in Hollywood? Aren't you? Why are you here?"
Yeah, really. Yeah, why isn't he working? Why
So it's
isn't
like-
he?
Yeah, exactly. Like they're in Hawaii, Prague, Midwest, East Coast. Like
They
they're
are
everywhere.
all over the place. They are traveling, which is something I think he needs to be on a flight list, no fly list.
So we pretty much documented this, I think, starting last year. But I want to get like Rod and Ben's opinion.
Yeah,
Like,
because
what-
this doesn't start. This
No.
started like
what is your opinion on the whole Ezra Miller situation from like point A where it started like maybe last year with the whole incident in Prague to like now with all the allegations and everything coming out against them? And do you think that they should restart or replace them as the Flash?
So I guess I'll go first, Ben. I've been keeping a close eye on this. I'm over it now. I'm ready for WB and DC to kind of just. I know last week they said they were done with him. I don't really fully buy that just yet. I'm not gonna buy that. But yeah, I'm over it. Just like this whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. I was ready for that to be over too. I have a really big problem with WB though. It's kind of a larger issue I have where they've kind of gotten rid of some actors who have done, bad things, but not nearly as bad as what Ezra Miller has done.
Mm-hmm.
And what he's continued to do to be a problem and a pest for WB and DC. I'll answer your second question, Mac. I've been kind of on this Grant Gustin should just go ahead and take over and do the reshoots and everything for the Flash movie. I don't even want that anymore because I used to love that Flash show on the CW, and I've been kind of checked out for the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Grant Gustin's also been checked out, and we've seen each season that a lot of actors have kind of been leaving that show and leaving a lot of those CW shows.
Canceled a lot of them too.
Yeah. At this point, I think they should just scrap a theatrical release and put this on HBO Max. Under this new leadership, and I think WB and DC will be better off in the future under this new leadership, but they just need to go ahead and put this on HBO Max and be done with this whole situation. So, because it's just going to cost them more money to do reshoots and all that anyway, getting all these actors back. So, put on an HBO Max. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, all right, whatever. I'm kind of ready for a whole.
They're going to have to cut their losses with that loss if they have to.
Yeah, I mean, I think DC needs to kind of just scrap the whole DCEU anyway and just do standalone projects. We've seen the past couple of years now that they've been better off doing standalone projects in anyway with the Batman, the Joker. So I think the shared universe has been a failed experiment unless they're going to bring Snyder back to fully do his vision, which they're not going to do. They just need to go ahead and scrap the DCEU as a whole, honestly, in my opinion.
Where's also this idea where James Gunn was also going to come in at some point, I think, and help out with something because he did that.
He already is helping. He's doing
like more. I mean,
I don't think they're gonna have to do that.
No,
because he's still doing. They're gonna wait for him to finish up with Marvel. Maybe they'll try to get him up.
Yeah.
I think he's the future of DC though. I think him and Patty's going to finish Wonder Woman, and I think we're going to see a lot more James Gunn weird projects. Probably going to see more Suicide Squad spinoff characters doing their own spinoffs like Peacemaker, and him doing some really cool and weird shit. So I'm looking. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to curse, but yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, no, we'll allow it.
Yeah.
It's
what about you,
fine.
Ben? What's your take on all this?
I'm fucking over it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, go on.
No, no, I haven't really followed the Ezra Miller story all that much. Just the stuff, news reports every now and then that I catch, headlines and stuff. But I feel like he needs help, because at first it was just incidents that happened. I was like, oh, that's weird. But I feel like he does needs some help. So I hope they get him and get him some help. But Warner Brothers, yeah, I have the same kind of feelings about the movies and stuff that Rod said, that I very much agree. The Flashpoint or whatever movie, they should just drop on HBO. Really, the main reason I was excited for that was for Keaton coming back as Batman, which I think he is coming back in the Batgirl movie anyway. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that too. But yeah, I never was really into the Flash character anyway. I haven't watched the show. I've heard it's good, but whoever they pull in next is fine with me. So
actually, there was a report saying that apparently Warner Brothers is looking to maybe just drop an HBO Max to cut their losses and not release it in theaters that much. Because well, my thing with the Flash is like, why not just kept the actor Grant Gustin and just put in the movie? Why have to get someone else whole different from because like I agree with y'all, like the DCEU timeline is completely screwed up. Like we don't even know what's canon, what's not canon, and I don't think you're gonna scrap it, because it seems like that the Flash and Black Adam are gonna be. They want Black Adam definitely to be the tentpole to make this whole new timeline, but we don't know what's gonna be done in the Flash, because rumors are saying they're gonna pull the Snyder verse and like make it combined. So we don't know what the hell's going on. Like it could be a restart, because people said that the Flash movie is like the Flashpoint paradox. So we're gonna see all the new like Batman. So we want to see Ben Affleck back, but we don't know. But it's just like it's just a huge cluster, man. It's just, and keep in mind that the only two actors left in the DCEU is Jason Momoa and Gal Gadot, because Ben Affleck's gone, Henry Cavill's gone, Ezra Miller gone, Ray Fisher pretty much gone. So it's like we have no idea what's gonna happen and what they're going to do. Like, what's the plan? They only know is that Batman, they want to focus on the Batman, and they want to focus on Joker too.
And Black Adam.
And Black Adam, yes.
See, like, I agree with you. I think they're going to continue their DCEU. I just think they should just scrap it. But they're going to continue. And I maybe under the new leadership, it'll be more clear and better. I have my doubts.
It'll be interesting to see. We'll keep up with this topic. But Kristen, what about you?
All right. My next piece of news. All right. Are you excited for the Crawdad Sings, Mac?
The what?
The new Reese Witherspoon movie, The Crawdad Sings.
The hell is that? No, I'm actually serious. Like, what the hell is that?
I'll explain in a minute. Taylor Swift has released a new song, Carolina, from Where the Crawdad Sings, that is based on the new movie produced by Reese Witherspoon and stars Daisy Edgar Jones. In the article posted on Deadline, as promised, Taylor Swift released her new song Carolina from the soundtrack for the upcoming film at midnight. So as we're recording, their song has already been dropped. It was released last Thursday, and it marks her first newly written original song since her 2020 album Evermore. And a lyric video has been dropped. The movie is going to be released by Sony Pictures. That is set to hit theaters July 15th and is based on the Delia Owens novel. So I know you don't know what that book is then, Matt.
Oh, wait. Isn't that movie Taylor Swift's producing? Wait, is it?
She wrote the song for the movie, yeah.
Wait, no, because it's like she kills a guy at the lake. Is that one?
Yes.
Okay, I saw the trailer and I was like, "What is this?" And me and my mom also Taylor Swift, like that explains it. But I had little interest in it. We got pushed on. I'm like, I'm dead serious. Like until you said Taylor Swift, I like put my gears started turning. I had no idea what the hell you were talking.
My little Swiftie heart is broken.
Listen, I don't like Taylor Swift. She's so overrated.
Taylor Swift?
Yes, she's overrated.
All right. Yes. What did you think? Have you listened to the song, and are you going to be seeing where the crawdad sings?
I have not listened to the full song yet, even though I live in North Carolina, and I probably should have. But I've heard just the snippets, I guess, from the trailer, and I think I got an ad the other day for it, which makes sense.
Yeah,
But,
they're starting to pump that out now.
oh yeah.
I see Reese heavily advertising that on Instagram all the time now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, the with her producing and the trailer looked pretty interesting. And so I'll go see it. My mom actually has read the book and said it was really good. So
Yeah, I already know a couple people in the cinephile Instagram community who've like already read it because a lot of people love to read the book and then go see the movie and then compare and contrast. So I know a couple of people who have read the book already. I was going to read it, but now I have a different book which I'm going to be reading. And it is the Harry Styles, My Policeman. Sorry, Mac. We're going to talk about it on the show at some point.
John in Tennessee, go ahead. What you want to say?
That shit is fucking trash, dog. Get the fuck off the airwaves.
Oh, come on.
The hell we are.
And now I had to ask you, Ben, what is your favorite book adaptation to film?
oh wow. I would have to go. I thought you were gonna ask what's my favorite Taylor Swift
Oh,
song.
yes, name that too if you have one. And does your girlfriend like her too?
Oh, she loves her. She's a big Swiftie.
Oh, yes. More
Honestly,
Swifties.
State of Grace from Red is an underrated
Oh, that's a cool one.
song.
I love the Red album so much.
It is quite good. My girlfriend got it on vinyl, and I was like, "Oh, here we go." But then she was playing it, and I was like, "This is all right."
Oh, it's that the State of Grace on the Red Taylor version sounds so much better than the
Yep.
original.
That's
Honestly
the
speaking.
one. Yep.
All righties. Rod, I see you crossing your arms, just chilling.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't listened to the song, but I'm only excited for this movie because Daisy Edgar Jones.
Yes.
Because I don't know, of course, if you've seen Normal People yet, but that's kind of where I saw her.
did. I loved Normal People. I haven't watched the Conversation with Friends yet. I haven't watched that one.
Not as good as Normal People at all.
That's what I was afraid of.
It's really not. It tries to be Normal People, and within like the first 10 minutes, it's you can tell it's not going to be as good. But she was her and God, I'm forgetting the actor's name now. But whatever, she was fantastic in the show. Normal People.
Paul Mescal.
Yeah, Paul Mescal. Thank you. They were both excellent. They had great chemistry in that show. So I
love
always
that
recommend
show.
that. It became one of my all-time favorite shows. I mean, I binged that thing in a day. It was excellent. So yeah, I'm excited to see her in that. She was great in Fresh earlier this year, which we both saw at
Fresh.
Sundance.
Love Fresh,
And
my favorite.
yeah, so that's really the only reason why I'm looking forward to this. I thought the trailers were, fine. I wasn't like jumping up and down about it, but I'm excited to see her because I've been really fascinated by her career the past couple of years. So
She's like, do you know who Daisy Edgar Jones reminds me of? But I don't think she'll ever be like her because I think Daisy's better than this actress. I think Daisy reminds me of like, maybe this is because of the features, but Anne Hathaway.
yeah, no, she definitely has Anne Hathaway vibes. Now, I still prefer Anne Hathaway over Daisy Edgar Jones for right now.
Yeah.
But I do agree over time. I think Daisy could easily surpass Anne Hathaway. I just think Anne Hathaway chooses just some weird and bad projects to be.
She's been picking a lot of bad projects.
Whoa,
recently.
you guys didn't like Colossal, where she controlled the giant monster?
Oh, I liked
that movie's
Colossal.
great, Mac. That movie's
pretty
excellent.
good, but I
Yeah.
haven't really seen anything. I watched We Crash, and that was just
I couldn't get past that first episode. That was awful.
her accent is just so bad, and so is Jared Leto's.
Mhm. Yeah, that was a terrible show. So did you
It's
finish it, though,
Morbid
Kristen?
time.
I'm sorry.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, I watched the whole series.
And it was still bad. Was it as bad as that first episode?
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
it was just like so subpar, and it was just like what I figured it would be,
okay.
pretty much. And it's over the top acting from Anne Hathaway and Jared Leto. Morbius, our favorite here.
It's Morbid time.
Yep, it's Morbin time. Dr. Michael Morbius at your service. I love that for my boyfriend. All right. Oh, also, Rob, before we transition to the last piece of news, are you a Swiftie?
No.
See, my man Rod is a man of science. He knows that Taylor Swift ain't it. Like, give me some high five, my brother. That's what I'm talking about.
That
Mac, I
virtual
I always got
high
your back,
five.
Mac.
Yeah.
I always got your back, Mac.
No, you're saying you don't like her because I had to put down your girl for a second.
Absolutely. But I really don't like Taylor Swift. I hear her too much. It's awful.
Oh, okay.
She's not awful. I
No.
just don't like her music. I'll be nice.
Okay. Well, I'll still be singing in nice Swifty corner. All right, Mac, finish us off with the last piece of news.
All right, so the last piece of news that gave me a hearty laugh, probably yesterday, is that Aaron Taylor Johnson, who will be starring in Sony's upcoming Kraven the Hunter movie, went on an interview and said Kraven the Hunter is an animal-loving anti-hero instead of the hunter that we know he is. So how do you guys feel about this direction that Kraven is taken as an animal lover instead of an animal killer? Do you think this will work? Do you think it'll piss off comic book fans? What's the thoughts?
Damn right, it's gonna piss off comic book fans, but I don't really give a shit because I don't want to Kraven the Hunter movie. I don't really want this. So the one thing I do appreciate, I guess, is that he said that they filmed on location, so that's cool. But
I don't even know where they filmed the movie. Where
is that location?
It was
probably my backyard. Shit, I don't know.
Yeah, I filmed them. I was craft services.
Look, this is gonna be. I have no faith in this movie at all.
Is it Russell Crowe in it?
Yeah, he is. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also the actor from the Fear Street movies, one of the kids. His name is Fred something. I don't remember. Sorry,
No, it's just like
that guy.
Yeah.
My thing is like, who is like Sony? I've said this for years. Sony needs to be stopped. Can Disney buy Sony for Christ's sakes? Because like they're holding hostage not only Spider-Man but like a few other characters, and like Kevin Feige's like, come on, let's take the deal. They're like, no, our Spider-Man. We're making Morbius. We're making Venom. We're making Kraven. Everyone knows this, right? It's like, no, like who is like? I feel like Kraven's gonna be a new Morbius. That scares me tremendously. Like it's gonna be a movie.
You
that's
think
like,
the new
write it down.
Morbius will be Kraven? Interesting.
Write this date down, June 27th, 2022, on the MK Productions podcast. The co-host Mac said that Kraven the Hunter, the movie, will be the new Morbius because it's gonna be a big joke. Because Sony doesn't know how to make live action movies anymore. It's like they're completely out of it. Like the only movies they know how to make are it's the Spider-Verse movies, and thank Christ it's not them. It's mostly just Phil Lord and Chris Miller. But just still, it's like, what are their ideas? Like, man. And then Venom 3 is going to be co-written by Tom Hardy. Good God Almighty, I love Tom Hardy, but just give up. Venom is not it. Just stop.
Venom is there for the meme.
Yes, he was the original Morbius, but like, you're going to make Kraven an animal lover. I'm going on a rant. This is not good. Ben, please take it away from me before I get done.
Yeah, I don't really know much about the character except from, was it Spider-Man 3 video game? Where there's a really hard level with him. But I guess they're dropping the Hunter from his name if he's going to be Animal Protector. So just Kraven. It's Kraven time. I don't know.
Oh, it's Kraven time.
I'm not too excited for this.
Well, that begs another question. Are y'all Aaron Taylor Johnson fans? Because if some people who may be listening don't know who that is the guy from Kick-Ass. That's kind of where I remember him the most.
So he also got on my spotlight for Nowhere Boy, which is a biopic of the early years of John Lennon, which the Beatles are my favorite band. So that movie's good. So I like him in that. At most of the time I like him.
And
He's shown up a couple times in small roles and stuff.
And that was the film, the one that you mentioned, where he met his wife.
Right, Sam. Yep. Who directed it?
That age difference does not look good though.
Wait,
yeah. Director. I guess she's Sam Johnson and he was Aaron Taylor.
Yeah, Sam Johnson. She's like directed the 50 Shades movie.
Oh, that's right.
One of them, the first one, and then like, I think the Red Riding Hood movie.
Oh, the dark and grimy one. No,
with Amanda Seyfried.
It just said Red. I think that was the movie name. Just Red.
No, it was Red Riding Hood.
I know that was a joke.
But it goes back to Red because it's Taylor Swift. But anyways, yes, I saw a video on TikTok. somebody was like took that like screeching no meme and put it over like some wedding photos because Sam and Aaron, they renewed their vows, which is nice. But it's oddly similar how close in age how Aaron is to one of Sam's daughters. They're like very, very close in age. All right, Rod, your turn.
To answer the Aaron Taylor Johnson question, yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of his. He did this movie in 2012 called Savages, which I absolutely love.
I like Savages.
Yeah, it was a great movie. He was great in Kick-Ass. I thought he made a pretty decent Quicksilver. Even though it was a one-off deal. I thought he still did a pretty good job, and he was great in Nocturnal Animals. He gave one of the 3 best performances in that movie.
I was trying to think of the other.
Excellent in that movie. So
excellent movie. That's what film he won his Golden Globe for.
Yeah, so I like him. I like him a lot. I just, this is obviously a paycheck day for him, for Kraven the Hunter. Obviously, Sony, as they did it for Dakota Johnson from Madam Web, they came up, showed him a check for a lot of money, and now he's doing this. And I'm with you, Mac. I don't know what the hell Sony's doing with their Spider-Man universe. I think they need to go ahead and just have Disney buy them back. But Sony's not going to do that because then Sony doesn't have anything else to do.
No.
They got all those video game adaptations they got to worry about.
No.
Yeah, that's not going to help.
I swear if at the end Vulture and Morbius show up and they're like, hey, let's go kill Spider-Man. He's like, all right, sure.
Venom will be there too. It's like, I don't know about Spider-Man, but I like it.
Well, now they're all going to show up. We don't know how.
Oh, Christ. Oh, my. I'm so scared.
Hey, look, say what you want about Venom, but like those movies are going to save whatever Sony has left because those movies make money. That first one made $800-something million worldwide. And that second one in the midst of a pandemic made a crap ton of money too. So
damn you, Venom.
So look, hey, I didn't like Venom 2. I do like Venom 1. Venom 2, I could care less for. But
Venom 2 didn't have the Eminem song.
Venom 2 had an Eminem song.
It didn't have the Eminem song.
Oh, the Venom.
Yes.
Knock signatures Venom.
Knock like the devil in. But yeah, Sony, just stop, please. If you want to do video games, fine. You sucked with Uncharted, but maybe God of War, Twisted Metal will be better, and that's a hope.
No, they're gonna find a way to screw that up too, Mac.
Yeah, that's no optimism. But that's it for this news. I think it's time we get into our summer blockbuster topic, shall we?
Yes, let's get into it.
The doomsday clock might be out of time.
Come back.
I always come back.
We're on the verge of extinction.
Let's all try to stay positive.
Nobody said saving the planet would be easy.
Is that a dinosaur on your shoulder? Yeah. What?
Rated PG-13.
All right, so the topic today is a rare double feature on the podcast. We're going to be talking about 2 movies that are kicking off the summer blockbuster seasons with Top Gun Maverick and Jurassic World Dominion. We're going to start off with Jurassic World Dominion because that is the one movie I know that all of us saw and I've seen because I have not seen Top Gun Maverick yet. Because like I said earlier, my dad, he ain't messing with Tom Cruise. But Jurassic World Dominion is the 3rd film in the concluding chapter of the Jurassic World series, and it has us reunited with Alan Grant, Ellie Sadler, and Malcolm, aka Laura Dern, Sam Neill, and Jeff Goldblum coming back. Also, we got Owen Grady and Claire and little girl. So this time, Macy. Good Christ, I don't know these names.
I don't care about Macy.
No, but sorry. in this one, it has all of them trying to figure out what is causing a certain cataclysmic event while trying to figure out how to tame all the dinosaurs that are now loose on the world. And it picks up about 6 months after Fallen Kingdom, the event of it. And this movie is it's a big old mess.
It's a big mess to end a big movie on.
Actually, no, that's being nice. This movie is a shit show. It legitimately is like a shit show. Like it's 2 movies. That's the best way. You got A, the old crew trying to figure out what's going on. You B, the new characters trying to find the little girl Macy. after she's kidnapped. But I have no like. Trying to think. Like, what can I start saying with this movie? I don't know. Someone else say something. I'm not know.
Colin Trevorrow returned to direct, so that's one of the
Unfortunately.
major things.
He's overrated.
Okay, that's what we're going to start off with. Ben
Yes.
Rod, what are your thoughts about Jurassic World Dominion?
I don't hate it as much as Mac did. I was able to find some enjoyment. I was just let down that they didn't kind of stick with the premise that they built up in Fallen Kingdom. And instead we got some spy espionage crap that we didn't really need. And yeah, the story's a mess. The whole Locust storyline, you could take that out and you still have, they still get from point A to point B to point C to point wherever. So it's a mess. And yet I was able to still find some enjoyment with the action sequences, and the return of the OG cast I thought was pretty satisfying for the most part. I was missing that emotional beat I think that a finale should have. I never felt like there should have been some consequences or something in here. And I didn't get that with this movie. Everything just felt kind of safe at the end of the day.
I think before I go, Ben.
Oh, so I liked it less than Rod, but I don't know if I hated it as much as Mac. So I guess I fall in the middle. But yeah, a lot of it was not satisfying to me, and bringing the OG3 back, I was really excited for, but I feel like their storyline was weak with the whole locust thing. We're really going back to the biblical references and stuff, but Ian Malcolm's funny. he was my favorite of the returning, and then the forced love between Sam Neill and Laura Dern's characters was just too. If it happened at the end, I would have been fine with it, and they're together now, but it felt forced the whole time through. And then our newer characters from the Jurassic World movies were okay. They didn't have as much to do. I feel like they're just kind of running around chasing clone daughter,
trying to get
and
Blue and Darcy.
Yep. And then we get even more new characters.
Oh god.
And DeWanda Wise was my favorite. She was funny.
Same.
She was good. But even then, she just kind of shows up and helps the characters for no reason. There's just a lot of conveniences and stuff not explained.
You perfectly took out how I felt like about it, and especially because of that. And I think what really bugged me the most is how long they took this and took it like slime and stretched it out as far as they could, mixing in with all the characters from the previous film. Plus, they overstuffed it with the new characters and bringing in connections to the last film and Darcy. And I don't think Darcy was that interesting at all, even in the last film.
Who's Darcy?
You mean Maisie?
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 Who's
Darcy?
Who the hell's Darcy? I was like, wait, did I miss something? Did I fall asleep?
Are you thinking of Kat Dennings and the MCU?
Probably.
Well, yeah, Macy.
With the little girl, or Macy, is that her name? I don't even know.
It's Macy, yeah. Macy. So, but like, yeah, she sucks. I'm no disrespect to the actress, but like, she's the whole like. They're like, there's a plot point in the beginning of the movie where they're like, "Oh, you can't leave." It's like, "Hey, you don't think I can do anything myself?" No, you caused the entire diocese to go out. Are you out of your mind? You're the one who's like,
she's the one who caused everything
like,
in this mess in the last film.
She's like, they're alive, like me. I'm like, if you don't sit your dumb ass down, like, I hated that. That's all right.
So I'm gonna somewhat defend Isabel Sermon here, because I had no problems with her performance. Right. I just don't like her. I didn't like the story they gave her once again. The story they gave her was really, really bad.
Yeah.
But I thought she did as well as she could have with what they gave her. And I don't like Fallen Kingdom at all. I think it's one of the worst Jurassic Park movies, and she was one of the main reasons why. Mm-hmm. Even her performance couldn't save that, because I thought she fell really flat. I thought here she was better. I'm not saying she, Oscar worthy or anything, but she was a lot better here than I thought she was in Fallen Kingdom.
Mhm.
Either just cut her out or give her a more compelling storyline, because what they gave her with this and the clones and the whole thing with the mom, that's not Jurassic Park. We don't come to these movies to talk about clones. I don't need that. We don't need that in a Jurassic Park movie. So I look, it is what it is at this point. It is what it is.
I think we come to Jurassic Park movies for dinosaur action, and this movie didn't even give a whole lot of that. It was just in between others weird story moments that I didn't like. But I mean, the new dinosaurs, some of them were cool, and the action scenes were decent. The motorcycle chase, that one on the ice, and then especially the camera work with the one with Claire going into the water.
That was pretty good too.
To hide from, yeah, all that stuff was cool, but it was just too few and too far between.
The only character I related to was Sam Neill's character, because he just looked so confused as I was when I was watching it. He's like, yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's just Jurassic World Dominion. I don't know if they planned this being like a two-parter and just like two different movies. Like that would have been fine. Yeah, that would have been fine. But like, it's just a big mess. Just like I will say it, Ben. I did like the motorcycle chasing. I thought it was cool. And then the Claire shot was awesome, but it's just conveniences after conveniences with these characters. Just like, yeah, get to point A to point B to point C, and then end the movie. And the only dinosaur fight we got was at the end, and that was just kind of like, was it any immediate sense of danger? It's just like,
right,
just dominance. And it's like, I don't what's going on. And then like, let's talk about the villain. What do you guys think of the villain?
Another thing, it sucked.
Just another weasel of a businessman. It's not. I mean, it's the same thing we've seen these last couple Jurassic World movies. It was bad, and it was like weird too. He had some really weird moments too. Like his introduction scene was weird. I don't know. Something just felt off.
I could see what they were going for, but yeah, there were some moments I was like, was that supposed to be a joke or
an insult?
Yeah,
insult or a scheme.
Wasn't that the guy Dotson? Wasn't it he from the first film? He gave the guy from isn't that him?
Right. Gave Newman Wayne Knight's character the Barbasol can. Yeah,
because I'm like, I saw at the end he was escaping, and I saw, I was like, wait, is that him? And it took me out. I was like, wait a minute, because I had no idea who this character was.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that until like the very end of the movie, and I'm like, when I looked it up when I got home, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right, he was in the first one.
Yeah, stuff like that. The connections are kind of cool. We even get the Jurassic Park logo at the end with that dinosaur coming through that circle. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, some of the
like nostalgia kids here.
Yeah,
let's put it in.
Yeah, but
the whole Jurassic World trilogy was just literally like, hey, like I've never seen a trilogy that actually matched all three of the original films. If you think about it, Jurassic World, same as Jurassic Park, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic Park 2, Jurassic World 3. This is all Dominion. It's literally like both trilogies fall like exact same, and it's actually pretty scary how they did it.
Colin Trevorrow had something up his sleeve, and that's why he did it.
Well, it's like Colin Trevorrow, like when we did that script read for Duel of the Fates, with Talking TV like 2 years ago. When we read the script, I'm just like, him as a director, he's okay, but I question some of his choices, aka the first one when he had that poor lady die like that from the dinosaurs. And I don't like Fallen Kingdom, but I did like that style because that was a different director because it felt more horror movie. But just his style of directing, he just doesn't know how to make a cohesive story. Because even in Jurassic World, that story just felt it happened because, hey, kids are going to Jurassic World, new dinosaur. Like, biggest thing is like, why would you go into the paddock when the Indominus Rex? He's like, there's claw marks on the wall, so let's go into this confined space to find it. And it's like, oh no, I'm going to call the control center while I'm in the car and not at the place.
So I would give Trevorrow a little bit of slack. He did a movie in 2012
Oh, safety not guaranteed.
Yeah, and it's really good. I
I
think
think that was the
indie.
only good thing. It was funny because he went from independent straight up to box office success, and then Star Wars, and then back to this.
Yeah, I don't know. This was a little too ambitious. This was all over the place, and none of it really fit. So I would like him to go back and do indies. I hope for his next couple projects, kind of go back to his roots, kind of like what Mark Webb did. He did 500 Days of Summer. Then he did, of course, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, and we all know how that turned out. And then he went back and did, films like Gifted. So I think he should go back and just do some smaller films for a while. He's not a terrible director. I just think maybe big blockbusters aren't his thing, or maybe he just needs to learn from those experiences and tackle something again in a couple of years.
Trilogy ending movies, especially, aren't his thing.
Yeah,
I'll defend Jurassic World. I have fun with that one, that original. But yeah, I don't like Dominion that much, or Rise of Skywalker.
It's a shame because they really put a lot of effort into Dominion, and I was like sitting thinking about it at work today. I'm saying to myself, what were the standout parts in that film? And I couldn't really think of anything, and all I thought about was Blue. Isn't that really sad? Because I was saying to myself, that movie was so long for a Jurassic Park movie. That's at least how I felt.
No, the Dominion didn't need to be as long as it was. They could have cut out a good 20, maybe half hour from that movie.
Yeah, and I know exactly which parts they could have cut out, but I will go into details. We're not gonna really talk spoilers since this is our summer and there's still time to go out and see these films. But yeah, I am happy though that the chapter of Jurassic World has finally closed.
For now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel
for
bad
now.
for BD Wong. This man was wasted in this movie too. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
He was wasting this entire Jurassic World series. He didn't really bring anything. I didn't like him in the first Jurassic World. I don't know. He should just go back and keep doing Law and Order SVU. I like seeing him pop up in that.
Go back to TV.
It's just, I don't know. It's just like, do y'all want to see any more from the Jurassic Park series, or do we think?
Nope. Hell no. I'm good. I'm done.
I think everybody needs a break.
Has the well run dry? Have we wring out this franchise for everything it's worth at this point?
Look, here's the thing, Mac. They can say they're done. Like, oh, this is it. This is the final chapter. All right. Give it about 2 or 3 years, or wait till this movie hits $1 billion. It's on its way to hitting $1 billion. You might hear next year, someone's got an idea for another Jurassic World trilogy, or Jurassic Universe, they're going to call it this time. So don't be surprised, Mac. Don't be surprised.
My thing is, like, if this movie was just about dinosaurs in the city, like I always wanted a Jurassic Park movie to be, like, that would have been badass. Like, just them trying to ring them up, like freaking pterodactyls flying through like buildings and everything. That would be cool. But it's just glimpse, but we just get the locusts. I'm like, yeah, that's another thing. Where the hell did the locust subplot come from? Because I felt like that was more like a MacGuffin than a storyline, like a plot egg.
I mean, those locusts are nasty.
I know, but I was like, didn't we have a locust infestation like last year or 2 years ago?
I don't even remember.
Or was like something happened with locusts, and I'm like, damn. Or no, that was cicadas. Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. To me, that sounds like the cicada incidents where they come up from the ground every
7 years or something.
Yeah.
But there's one more question, and we'll move on to Top Gun Maverick. Where does this rank in the Jurassic Park series? Is this the worst film in the franchise? Because I've seen a lot of people say that this is the worst one in the entire franchise. Like, it beats out Fallen Kingdom and 3.
Not for me. I don't like The Lost World or Fallen Kingdom. So I place this as my third favorite. Like I said, I feel like I've enjoyed this probably the most out of the 4 of us here. I did find enjoyment in it, and it'll probably end up being guilty pleasure, Matt, for me, honestly. But honestly, I've only literally loved 2 Jurassic Park movies. That's Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. I'm like that. I found a lot of fun with Jurassic World, so this is my third favorite. But it's not one I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to sit down with the guys and watch Jurassic World Dominion. It's not like that.
I hate to say it, it might be at the bottom for me. Just and nostalgia is playing in a bit to those first 2 sequels, which I have fun with, And then Fallen Kingdom, even I'll defend some parts of it. That first half I think is really good, and then it kind of goes off the rails at the end. But this one, Dominion, was kind of unsatisfying throughout, and was not the epic conclusion I was hoping for. So yeah, it's probably at the bottom for me.
Let's see. I had so many issues with the whole recent trilogy. And I think that could be because of the young actors that they casted, from Nick Robinson and the little brother that, remember that?
Ty Simpkins, yeah.
Yep, that was oh my gosh. Was it Ty Simpkins and Nick Robinson?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. And then we got the stuff that happened in Fallen Kingdom, which I really wasn't a fan of. And then we have this where I'm just like, ew, no, I don't care anymore. Thank God for Chris Pratt. So I will rank only the first Jurassic Park, and I'll just say it, fine. The Jurassic World will remain top tier. The others are just going to be like lukewarm, shallow kiddie pool, like meh, as in they're all not great. Like, makes me question, were they ever great?
For me, no. I don't really like to. I found enjoyment in 3. I mean, Ben and I, we did an episode on Jurassic Park just a couple weeks ago. So I just think it's really hard to recapture that magic of that first film. And they've tried. They really have tried. But I think the one that did the best was Jurassic World, because at least we actually got to go into the park and experience stuff and see dinosaurs actually interacting with people somewhat. And the dinosaur eating people was fun, and the actual fights at the end were great. So yeah, Jurassic World did the best.
Yeah, that recaptures that at least.
Yeah.
But Steven Spielberg must be sitting in his director chair like, what the heck happened to this?
He doesn't care. He's getting paychecks.
Well, so
that man getting paid.
He's like, what the hell happened?
I'm sure
to eat
he cares
gourmet
to a
cheese?
degree, but I'm just like, if I were me, I would just be like, yeah, what happened? What happened? I'm not listening to you no more.
Honestly, I would have been okay if they had stopped at the Jurassic World. If that was like the last one they did, I would have been okay with that. I really do.
Or at least one film, but then the success of that, and
well, yeah, like I said, once your film hits $1 billion, you get a sequel, Joker. So there we go.
Joker 2, baby, let's get it.
Fast Furious 9, Fast X. Like you said, it's the last one, but no, they're gonna keep going and going.
But Vin Diesel's gotta, he's gotta keep eating. So there's gonna be more Fast and Furious.
He's gotta grow to be a bigger tree.
Oh. But let's move on to Top Gun Maverick, and the floor is all yours, because I do not have seen this yet. So I'm assuming everyone has seen Top Gun Maverick.
My dad believed in you. I'm not gonna make the same mistake. You know what happens to you if you go through with this.
I have everything I need to have you court-martialed and dishonorably discharged.
The end is inevitable, Maverick.
What are you gonna do?
Here they go! Look in the air! Look in the air! Everywhere!
Yes, we're gonna talk Top Gun Maverick, right?
It's funny enough we talk about it now because it just made $1 billion worldwide.
It joins the $1 billion club.
Tom Cruise is donating all of that to Scientology. But did you guys like Top Gun Maverick?
Oh man, those dang Scientologists.
So are we talking about Scientology or Top Gun? Which I'm confused.
Maybe we'll mix a little bit of both. Let's bring in
crap.
Leah Remini.
No.
Oh no.
Really spilled the tea with that one. All right, we're talking Top Gun Maverick. All right. After more than 30 years of service as one of the Navy's top aviators, Pete Mitchell is where he belongs, pushing the envelope as a courageous test pilot and dodging the advancement in the rank that would ground. Directed by Steven Kosinski, written by Jim Cash, Jack Epps Jr., and Peter Craig. Guys, Top Gun right now is currently ranked number 43 on IMDb's top 250 movies. I don't even remember seeing the original one being in the top 250 movies list. So this is pretty epic. I loved it. Did you guys love it?
Rod, you saw it first. You go ahead.
I mean, I saw like a couple days ahead before you, but yeah, yeah, this movie is pretty much perfect for me. I loved every second of this movie, and so far to say it's my second favorite Tom Cruise movie, only behind Mission Impossible Fallout. I mean, this movie knew how to have a good time. And I'm not even the biggest fan of the first one. I think the first one's fun. It's good. I mean, Ben and I, we've talked about it. It's a good time. It's not an instant classic for me though, like it is for our buddy Darren. I mean, because Darren loves that first movie.
You're crushing my soul right now.
I'm trying to find like nitpicks to say about this movie, but I can't. I really can't.
No.
Because there isn't. This movie is, from the action sequences to Tom Cruise's performance to Miles Teller's performance, is who's outstanding in this. I love the new batch of Top Gun, I guess, graduates that we have here for this next bout. I love them all, and that third act is just, it's jaw dropping. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. I was sweating. I mean, it was intense, and I loved it.
Yeah.
And I told Ben this too. I think Jennifer Connelly made for a better love interest than Gillian McGinnis. I thought she was out. Jennifer Connelly and Tom Cruise had a lot better chemistry than Cruise and McGinnis.
Yes.
And I thought they were great in that first. I thought they had good chemistry, but I felt more. I felt more emotionally connected to them, to hit Cruise and Connelly. So, but I mean, I'll let Ben talk about the action and the dogfighting and all that. But it's just, I said this too. I haven't had this much fun in the movie since Avengers Endgame. This was a blast for me.
It's like the action film. And all right, Ben, you take us off next. What are your initial thoughts?
So, kind of like Rod, the original was okay for me. I didn't absolutely love it. But yeah, it's good, fun time, cheesy 80s stuff. But this one, same thing, definitely takes it up several notches, and it's just awesome. I was thinking the other day too, I feel like this should be shown in film classes and for like screenwriting and script writing and stuff, because the way it's set up is amazing, with a clear mission, and then going through the introduction of all the characters is great too. It's simple and easy, but you get to know each one of their personalities in that bar scene.
Yeah.
And bringing back old characters. I love the inclusion of Val Kilmer.
Yes.
And everything they did with him was very touching. And yeah, just the way the story progresses, and even though the mission, the stakes are still there at the end. And like Rod said, that third act, it keeps you on your toes, and I felt like it went a step further even than I thought it would, and up the ante even more. So yeah, it's just it's a excellent movie. It's crazy that it's a legacy sequel and is so good and feels so fresh also. Yeah, I loved everything about it. All the actors, like you said, Miles Teller, Glenn Powell's another standout. And yeah, I love Jennifer Connelly and everything I see her in, and she's had instant chemistry with Cruise. Yeah, so good. The music too was really good.
Oh, it's excellent. I mean, we're both Hans Zimmer fans here. So, I mean, bringing him on was an excellent idea. And I must say, this film is probably going to be one of my top 5 favorite films of the year. Right now, it's sitting at number 1. And I loved how the action was choreographed for this film. I mean, the last huge spectacle where I really felt immersed with the action was, I'm sorry, Rod, but I would love to say Infinity War and Endgame, but something that's huge and grandiose was like Mad Max Fury Road, where it had that same type of like adrenaline energy where it feels like you drank a Red Bull and it's through your veins and it's just like you're going to go on this hyper ride. And seeing this in IMAX is just like the perfect example of that because, oh my gosh, every single shot in this movie is so perfect. I loved, you guys took, again, the words right out of my mouth. Tom Cruise has never been better before in this like film. I loved him. Like his character is so well developed here, along with all the other crews that we get to see, from Glenn Powell too, who is like the instant charmer bad guy who I really liked. Like I was like, I should not be rooting for you, my guy. You're like the Iceman here. But you know, I liked Iceman too, and how corny well he is. Glenn Powell like absorbed that Val Kilmer energy and put it into his performance. It was phenomenal. And even Miles Teller. Oh my gosh, Miles Teller. This man continues to prove more. I mean, I forget he was in Fantastic Four Flail Stick. You know, it shows how he's grown as an actor. And I think everybody in this film has outstanding chemistry. So I feel like we get that a lot from a lot of the scenes what you guys talked about with Jennifer Connelly and how she's great to the mix. I'm happy though. Like, am I a little sad Kelly McGillis is not there? I was sad at first, but then I was like, Jennifer Connelly's just eating this role up. She's perfect in this role. So, and I really like the direction that this Joseph took with this film, and really made the film stand on its own and forget the fact that it is based on a original film. Like if you show this to anybody, some people may have not known it was based on the original. I feel like they could have gone into this just open, I feel like, and just, you know, enjoyed it for what it was. So there was a lot. I love the Lady Gaga song, love the One Republic song that's featured in it. And I think we're going to see a lot of awards recognition for this film. I think from the filmmaking stand alone, not so much for the performances, but from the filmmaking side, from the cinematography and sound mixing and editing, even the score. And I think Lady Gaga might have a chance at winning another Academy Award.
She's definitely got a chance. And I think you brought up Mad Max Fury Road 2, Chris. I think this might be another Mad Max situation where it's going to get a lot of technical awards. And then I think it's got a pretty good shot right now getting a Best Picture now as well.
Yes, I agree with that too. It won't win.
No, it won't.
It won't win. And actually, it reminds me not even just of the Mad Max thing, but like I can't talk. The cinematography was so groundbreaking. It took me back to even like Blade Runner 2049 even. Where like the action in that was just like, you know, more tame, but again, Mad Max Fury Road is like an adrenaline ride and rush where you, like I said, with the Red Bull, that's the same thing with this too here. So even if that's the case, like, I think also the director, Tony Scott, would have been very, very proud of this film.
Oh, he would have been very, very pleased. Absolutely.
I mean, like knowing the last film he did was Unstoppable, because the man, yeah, I'm sure you guys have seen his work, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, it's amazing what has accomplished with his career. And unfortunately, I think he would have been directing the crap out of this project if he was around still.
I thought Kaczynski did an excellent job filling in for Scott. I mean,
he fits those shoes really well, I think.
He did really well.
So, and then I want to move on and say the big thing here is that Tom Cruise really pushed this movie out, because we were supposed to get this in 2020 when we had our friend COVID hit. And then I was reading back the production notes when doing the research for this. They filmed this back in 2018.
Wow.
Now it is 2022. It has grown to be a $1 billion movie. So does it really show time does matter and finding the right time to release it. Like, do you guys think like Tom Cruise is right in this
Possibly.
situation?
I think it's tough, Chris. 'Cause I people are, making the claim about, our movie theaters back, as movie going experience back. And I think word of mouth helped this movie a lot. I think word of mouth was the strongest, was very, very strong for this, because they screened this back at CinemaCon in
Yes.
April, and the buzz was just ridiculous for that movie. So while I don't think movie going is fully back yet, I do think waiting was the right move for this, because if this was on Paramount Plus, yeah, that wouldn't have been a really bad move. So I'm happy and I'm proud of Tom Cruise for fighting for a theatrical release for
And
this.
sticking to his guns. No
Yeah.
pun intended.
So, I'm pissed that we have to wait another year and a half for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, but it's going to be worth it, because Tom Cruise knows how to entertain an audience. He knows the movie going experience very well. So
He knows the skeptical aspect of it.
absolutely.
So that's the one thing I give him credit for. He knows how to bring at least an audience and get butts into the seats. So, guys, if you can.
I do have a question.
Yes.
I've been silent the whole time because, like I said, I don't have. So, like, is this better than the original Top Gun? Like, does this improve on a lot of the stuff that, like the first one's great. Like, I love Top Gun, the original, but is Top Gun Maverick, like, it just took what made the first one good, it just accelerated on it, like, by 10?
I will say this: Top Gun walked so Gun Maverick can run.
I'm not in love with the first Top Gun, so for me this is 1,000 times better than Top Gun for me. This is one of the greatest legacy sequels we've ever had.
Wow.
I mean, it's up there it's up there with me for Creed and some others. This is excellent. It really is.
Yeah, it's better than the original for me too.
Yeah, I could watch, as much as I would love to say I would watch the original again, and as someone who's a huge Top Gun head like myself, I would love to see Maverick again and again.
Yeah, that's another praise for this. I'm like, that's why people are going back. This just has this rewatchability to it that the first one, for me at least, didn't have. I mean, you can go back and watch this over and over again. You'll still feel the same feels like you did the first time. I mean, that was just me from my experience. I mean, I've seen this 8 times in theaters, so it's.
You saw us 8 times?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to see it again this weekend. So it's.
You saw this 8 times. I wish I had your time. Can we swap time watches or wrists?
Synchronize.
Back in the line. All right, try.
I want to see Top Gun Maverick again, but
I'd say that the summer movie season is looking good. Even though Jurassic World Dominion was disappointing, it's making big money, and Top Gun Maverick, $1 billion. So before we get into the ending of it, what are other movies you're looking forward to this summer season?
I'll go last, so you guys go first.
I'll then go first.
So, as I'm looking up the list, I know we have Thor: Love and Thunder coming up. Is a big one. I'm excited for. What else you got, Rod?
Yeah, I mean, Thor: Love and Thunder. I think I go back and forth between this and Bullet Train. I'm so excited for Bullet Train.
Bullet Train, yes.
But I think the movie for me is Nope.
Same.
I love Jordan Peele so much, and his first 2 films are pretty much close to perfect for me. So I cannot wait for this movie. And plus, he's bringing back Kaluuya, and he's adding in Steven Yeun. And I'm really curious to see how Keke Palmer is going to be here, because I'm not the biggest Keke Palmer fan. Now, look, I haven't seen the movie she did at Sundance, and I know it's out now. Kirsten, what was it called?
Alice. No,
Yeah.
but Alice is
Tequila
all
and the
right.
Bee.
Alice is all right. But no, True Jackson VP. True Jackson VP. She was a vice president of a fashion company.
Oh, shit.
And jump in.
Classic.
Jump in. And you know her song. It's my turn now.
Oh, Mac. that classic with the Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah, Kilo and the Bee.
I thought Ice Cube was in that.
Wrong black guy.
Run!
That's the long shots. That's the one Fred Durst was the producer of.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
No, but I am excited for Nope. I'm actually like, when that first trailer hit, I kind of knew it was about aliens because when Daniel was looking up, like in that last shot, and you see like the thunder and you see like, I'm like, that's an alien. Like you're like, because from the poster, it just looked like the cloud. But then I feel like people are like with the trailers, oh, it's giving away too much of the movie. But I'm like, no, Jordan Peele knows exactly what to do. Like you think it's giving away a lot, but when we go to see it, it's gonna be like, wait, whoa, hold up, what? But I'm so excited. It's actually a movie my dad wants to see. He never likes these horror movies, but he's like, that's not horror. So, but if I try to convince him to go see Black Phone, it ain't happening. But Nope, definitely. I'm really excited to see, Daniel back in a Jordan Peele movie. Actually, in the promotion, they'd be like an Academy Award winner. I'm like, oh yeah, Judas and the Black Messiah. Let's go. Get Jordan Peele back too, and then Stephen Yeun, and then Keke Palmer. Chudashi B, Keelan the B, like all those. So we're excited. I'm really excited for the Nope, and maybe Thor: Love and Thunder.
I made this bet with Ben a couple weeks ago that my top 3 films of the year would not change, and that's The Batman, Cha-Cha Real Smooth, and Top Gun Maverick. I was like, Ben, till the end of the year, these are my top 3 films will not change. And I think Nope's going to break that. I think I'm going to owe Ben a good old steak dinner because I'm really looking forward to Nope.
Even if Nope didn't break it, I feel like if Spider-Verse was still coming out in October, it definitely would have broken it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look, if No Way Home I can't, or well, yeah, you're talking about Across the Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, if that had came out this year, it might. I don't know, Mac. It might have.
Oh, my throat hurts from laughing so much.
Talk about that classic long shots in the key.
But if anything else, I think it's time we can wrap up.
I gotta get mine.
Oh, I'm sorry. Shit. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, really quick, because I know we are short on time. I have 3. I have Bullet Train, Bodies, because I love A24 horror, and 3-year longing, the Idris Elba and Tilda Swinton new George Miller movie. I am so here for that.
It's not Mad Max, so who cares?
Look, I was bummed out by the reviews. Ben and I, we talked about those reviews like I think almost 2 months ago. It was. I feel like I was bummed. I was bummed out.
Here's the other thing. George Miller is such a strange director. I don't think he's always pleasing to everybody, but I'm just stoked because this is just like an original story that comes from his mind, his wild imagination, and I'm just here for it. So I'm hoping it's going to be good.
I'm glad you said bodies too, because I'm really looking forward to that one as well.
Again, A24 horror movies is where it's at. Either good or bad, I'm going to see it.
Jordan.
I'll go ahead, Mac. I'm sorry.
George Miller is the only director I know can get away from directing badass movies like Mad Max and doing like experimental stuff like Bodies and just doing Happy Feet. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, that first Happy Feet wasn't that bad.
I like Happy Feet, but it's just the sequels. It's just like you just never would expect like, hey, in a few years he's going to do one of the best action movies of all time.
You don't expect talking little shrimps from Matt Damon and Brad Pitt.
What if in the next Mad Max movie they're Easter eggs? They run over a bunch of penguins. Because apparently, he was working on like the storyboard for Mad Max while he was doing Happy Feet. Mm-hmm. So like, I want the scripts for Mad. He just looked at the penguin doll. He's just writing. And he's like, I'm gonna show them. We'll do Mad Max. It's gonna be awesome. It's like, the penguin doll's like talking to him like, you're not gonna do well, George. He's like, Argh!
You're all right, Mac.
No,
okay.
No, he's not. He's getting
allergies are kicking.
The allergies are kicking in.
Yes, blame the allergies.
Yes, but yeah.
Right, so while Max allergies are kicking in, let's wrap it up with some questions and along with the upfront.
What you waiting for?
Hang on for the year's coolest ride.
That's enough. I feel your love.
From Warner Brothers Pictures.
Drop back anytime, rubber butt.
Comes the adventure.
Bow down. You're the man.
That will bring the world.
Show me what you got.
To its feet. Yes. Punch the beat. Rated PG-18 at IMAX November 17.
Before we say goodbye, we have like a couple questions to ask our guests because they are here. I'm so happy we got to spend some time with them. So I must say thank you, Ben and Rod, for taking the time in your busy schedules to come chill with us once again. So I have to ask, we talk a lot of movies. What has been your favorite TV show that you've actually watched this year?
That I actually watched would probably be Pam and Tommy.
Yes, another Pam and Tommy fan.
Yes.
Love it.
I was intrigued by the trailer and I was like, how are they going to make a whole show out of this? But somehow they did it and kept it entertaining and emotional the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Lily James, her acting is phenomenal.
So freaking good.
Yeah, it's another performance where you just don't see the actor and you just see the character, or in this place the real life person. And yeah, throwing Sebastian Stan, Seth Rogen, a bunch of really good actors, and it surprised me with how good it was, even if after I was excited for it. So better than I thought it would be. So yeah, it was really good.
Rod.
For me right now, I'll just go with the shows that are finished. It's Euphoria season 2. I really love that second season of Euphoria. That's getting ready to change though. I'm pretty sure The Boys season 3 is going to take that top spot.
Loving
season 3 has just been really, really effing crazy, and Hero Gasm lived up to the hype.
Oh yeah, that might have been bonkers. That
might have been the best episode of the series, of the entire series. I'm not kidding. I know a lot of people have been saying that, but that was a truly great episode. And like the actual Hero Gasm part, I was a little like, it wasn't as crazy as they said it was going to be. But there is a fight scene in that episode that was they've been building up for a while, and it did not disappoint.
Wait, so really, was that episode really just superheroes having sex? Was that the whole joke?
So it is like a superhero orgy, yeah, but it's not really. They don't spend a whole lot of time on it, and they've been building up a lot of hype around it, and
it's like the scandal. It's not as scandalous or like huge as I thought it was gonna be. It's not like
if it's not Sausage Party, I don't care.
No, it does not reach Sausage Party levels.
No, it does not reach Sausage Party levels. Sausage Party has left me scars and nightmares for life. The recent episode, Boys episode, didn't, but I did enjoy it.
Did you enjoy that fight scene too, Kirsten?
That fight scene was great.
Yeah, that was wonderful.
Oh, yeah, I'm very pleased with it. I'm just sad we only have 2 more episodes left.
But they got renewed for another season.
It did. Coming out. Start filming soon. All righties. Guys, what do you also have planned for your next few episodes so the audience can check you guys out?
We're recording a Batman episode this week, talking all things Batman. What we have a lot of stuff. I'm losing count. We are doing a Thor: Love and Thunder spoiler review in a couple weeks. We got a comic book draft we're doing next week. A couple of spotlight episodes we're getting ready to do. I know we got Charlize Theron coming out next month, and Keira Knightley, and yeah, I don't know, Ben. We've got so much stuff planned, but I think that's kind of like the couple things on our agendas coming up. So. And we did our Disney retrospective series that we started like back when we started our podcast in 2020. We're finally going to finish that this year. So,
all right, long and anticipated. Again, thank you guys for coming on the show. I'm so
Thanks for having
happy,
us.
and we have to bring you on to talk more movies and more fun.
Cha-cha real smooth.
Cha-cha real smooth. Maybe we'll get to that this summer. But for now, we gotta say we'll get coming up on our end. In the next episode, Mac and I are going to be talking. We Need to Do Something, the latest film coming from Sierra McCormick, which we were sent copies of. So we're going to review that next episode, along with another movie. That'll be the next after that. Then we're going to review Thor: Love and Thunder. And then up to that, we're going to do a Jordan Peele retrospective. So guys, be on the lookout for all those episodes.
Then I'm going on vacation.
Oh yeah, Mac. Yeah, Mac and I need a vacation. Mac needs a vacation. Well, I think everybody needs a vacation.
Yes.
But anyways, guys.
When do I get my vacation, Red?
No answer. You were 24/7.
Oh my goodness.
Vacation.
What vacation? It does not
maybe next
exist
year.
in the Infinity podcast. Excuse me, I almost said Infinity War.
Yep. There's Feige blowing up. Oh, trademark issues. There we go. Copyright stuff. There. Thank you, Kirsten. Thank you.
Yep, sorry. Alrighty, guys. Once again, thank you so much for your time. Mac, this has been a wonderful episode.
So, thank you all for listening, and you can catch everyone's links in the description below. But until next time, we'll see you all in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
And now for something completely different.